So today I'm going to get into loving your shadow, the core of shame, and honoring yourself, being shamelessly authentic. And that goes with any area of life. For those that don't know me, I'm Diana Pascos, emotional freedom coach, and the founder of Awakening Your Empress. About being shameless and shame at the core of all this, I actually just wrote down the few points that I was going to talk about, and I didn't even script out anything, which is a big deal for me. Now, if I'm doing breath work or I'm doing tapping or any energy work, things like that, I don't really need a script. I can really flow with that. But if I'm just going to be talking to you, usually I have some sort of outline to keep me on track. So I'm doing this to stay shamelessly authentic to me. And yes, I can feel a little bit of a kind of going on within me. And I'll explain why in a bit. First, I want to go into loving the shadow, loving your shadow. We all have a shadow side to us. That aspect of us that feels fear, shame, not enough, whatever it is. That part of us that may do things that we don't even realize as a form of survival. You know, it could be something extreme like manipulate. It could be something so subtle like avoiding a conversation. It can really vary, but that's our shadow side. And through society and ways of being, it's like, oh, you got to push all that aside. You got to be perfect. You can't have a shadow side. You can't have that part of you, but we all do. And the more we love it and bring it to the light, we can also help transform it, transmute it into love. Because it's within all of us. Everything within everyone is also within you. That's just how it goes. And certain parts may be activated, some parts may not. Some parts might be there and you don't feed where someone else may feed, right? But it's still loving all of you. And the more you love all of you, the more you honor all of you, the more you can honor all of another as well, right? And the more authentic you can become. So loving your shadow, loving that part of you. Now, it doesn't mean allowing it to take over, right? But it is acknowledging it still, seeing it, observing it, being with it, and loving yourself because you didn't just get there by accident, right? Something happened. Again, though, not letting it run your show, but still being with it, loving all aspects of yourself. One reason we don't, and we have a tendency not to, is because shame. Growing up with shame, right? Being shamed for so many different things. Being shamed for having emotions. Being shamed for expressing your opinion, especially as a child, right? Children, what do they know, right? They're not to be heard. You know, just sit there nicely, quietly. It also depends on what generation you grew up in. And I know in my generation, like you really had to sit there and be like a good little girl, right? And at the core of shame, it's one of the lowest frequencies before death. Because the deepest part of shame, there's different degrees and intensities with shame. There could be that such a deep shame where you're nothing. Like you sit there in the feeling of I'm nothing. I am nothing in this world. I am worthless. I have no value, just like a complete nothingness at the bottom, which is a dangerous place to stay for too long. And then there's layers of it, right? There's the fear of shame. So you people please, right? Saying yes when you want to say no because of that feeling of like, well, I got to be a good person because there's shame behind if you honor yourself or take care of yourself first. Now, when you do honor yourself and take care of yourself first, you do have more love, more of a capacity to give to another as well. And it doesn't take away from you. It's like the energy, it's like you're not giving away your energy. You're just being in your energy. And by just being in your energy, it automatically fuels another or helps another. So at the core of shame is the I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I don't have value. You can get into the comparing. Well, I can't do it this way. There's a lot of, I can'ts. And there's the, not having boundaries, the people pleasing, there's avoiding situations. You hide yourself, right? Even in your business, anywhere in life, really, because where you are in one area in your life, you are in other areas in life and to different degrees. And this is where, I come to the next part is you hide your truth. You hide your authenticity. You hide your gifts, your abilities, the core of like what's inside of you with shame by allowing shame. And I don't know if shame is something that is ever 100% you can get rid of. I think it depends on how deep of a situation it is. So for me, for example, I have the shame that I have with the words in mine is, what did I do wrong? I did something wrong. I'm going to do it wrong. And I mean, that stems from childhood, always feeling like, what did I do wrong now? What did I do wrong now? I can never do anything right. Like always doing something wrong. And so now it doesn't have the same hold on me that it has in the past. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. I would not be doing a live on a Facebook group right now. And I definitely wouldn't be doing without a full-on script. And I definitely wouldn't be doing without like my heart pounding and all of that. Now, I do feel a tad bit of anxiousness inside, but I also don't know if that's from the coffee that I drank earlier that I'm not used to. So I'm not 100% sure. There might be a little bit of like, oh my God, because I'm doing this without a script. I don't know. We'll find out. Or I don't know if I'll find out. We'll see. Or does it even matter because I'm still doing this, right? Does it even really matter at the end of the day? Ooh, an energy shifting. So yes, there was some anxiousness because of me talking about it completely authentically and just saying it out allowed a bit of a release to come out just now. And I feel some more that wants to come out. So going back, this is another reason why I like actually writing things sometimes though, is so I stay on track. So in the core of shame for me, yes, it was the, what am I doing wrong? So it still will show up every so often. Like even yesterday I decided, okay, I'm going to work with shame. So I posted about it, but then I was all stuck in my head. I'm like, what am I going to say this time about shame? What am I going to say? Because I've talked about shame at different times. It's like, what am I going to talk? So it was very head all up here. And then this morning, getting into my space. So I've started to do a different kind of morning routine. And I really got into my space, my center, also watching certain things. And I'm like, but I'm feeling this. Like I felt like talking about, because I did mention the shadow. I'm like, well, why not go a little bit into the shadow? I'm going to get into the shame and then also the being shamelessly authentic, coming back to yourself, because this is the key piece, right? I'm like, I don't have to go exactly based on the title. I'm like, I can go with what's coming to me and allow what's coming to me. Because then it was like, okay, then how am I going to structure it? I'm like, why don't I just decide 3 points and just stick to those? And that's it. Just wing it and allow whatever to come out to come out. So the next is honor yourself and being shamelessly authentic. So as you heal that shame, as you heal the hold it has, right? Because that's the key. It's maybe it won't completely go away depending on what area of life and what it is and all of that kind of stuff. You could start to release the hold it has on you and how it affects your life, how you show up in your life, how you live your life, your business, all of it, even on social, all of it. And being authentically you, coming back to you. So one thing I discovered in my business, what I was doing is it was like, okay, it was my focus, my headspace was all out there. Oh, what should I do? What do I need to do? What do people want from me? Kind of thing. It was all out there. It wasn't in here. It wasn't, what do I need to share that I strongly believe can help someone? What is it inside of me, my wisdom, what I've learned, my experiences? Can I authentically share from me that can make a difference in someone else's world? Because I've done this just casually, right? But it's like in my head, it's like it's business. It has to have like a certain look, or it has to be a certain way, or it has to, whatever that may be. And although, yes, there are certain structures that are important or that do help, and it could be something different for everyone depending on your business and what resonates with you. At the same time, there's that authentically being you too, right? Bringing you into your business, bringing you authentically into your life. And the more authentic you can be and express, the more ease that actually will come into your life. And authenticity is, okay, I'm going to go off a little bit with the authenticity. Authenticity, oh, and if you notice, I look up a lot. So a little note, when people look up, they're visual people. So for me, it's like I'm tapping in. It's like, okay, bringing in the clairvoyance, the visual of what's coming into me. And also I tend to have, like the claircognizant, which is just like the knowing, and the clairsentient, which is the feeling. So it all kinds of, but when I look up, it's because I'm seeing the vision of what I'm trying to say. Even with the authenticity, right? Checking in with yourself before you do anything. Like, am I being fully authentic to me? Like coming inside of you, not being out there, but within. What's authentic to me? What's real for me, right? I even did it with my website. I changed the colors and I based it on my home because I love the colors in my space. And I didn't think about, are people going to like them? Or because to me, I love them. So it just worked, right? That was me showing my authenticity out there. So coming back to you, right? I believe right now, talking to different people, a lot of people are in a space where they're learning to come back to themselves, right? It's not just out there and pleasing, and I got to do what people expect of me and what I should do. It's coming back to you. What's authentic to you? And what I recommend is just spending some time every day in a type of meditation where you're just coming back to your heart, right? You don't have to go mindless. You don't have to go any of that. It's just coming into your heart, breathing into your heart, which is coming back to you. What's inside here? How are you feeling? What's going on? What's real for you right now? What is it that you want to do right now? What are you feeling called to do right now? Like, even if you're working on something in your business, it's like, what am I called to right now to do? Right? Sometimes actually for me, it's like, okay, what am I called to right now? And it will be like, okay, well, what's the most pressing right now? What is it in my best interest to do right now, and just get it done? It could be even as simple as that. Or it might be something totally different. It's like, actually, that thing can wait. I'm really being called to do this, right? And then the part that I'm actually learning is also still having some structure even within that. So having maybe a certain block of time in the day set where, let's say, you're working on your business or whatever it is, on yourself, anything in life, This is what I'm going to work on this time. And then allowing yourself to come within and being like, okay, what's authentic within me within this moment that I'm going to spend this time on, right? So that way you have a bit of both, right? There's the divine masculine, there's the divine feminine. So the divine feminine really checks in. She's the Empress, right? She checks in. The Empress, though, also has the bit of balance of the divine masculine, which is then the taking action, right? It's also the masculine to have a little bit of structure. So to, let's say I'm going to have a 4-hour window in order for the feminine to dance. So the masculine holds the space, the container, and holds it, protects it, and keeps it strong. The feminine then gets to dance and create within that structure. So imagine that, just like a couple dancing, a couple that where he's in his divine masculine, she's in her divine feminine. He holds the space, but she's the one that does all the twirling and whirling and all that kind of stuff. And he holds her, or at least in my arms, within that space. It's incredible. So that's coming into your Empress, right? That's honoring your shadow, loving your shadow, embracing your shadow, looking at your shadow without any judgment and love, really seeing shame, looking at the shame behind everything that, behind all the places it may show up in your life, and really observing it and seeing like what's behind this in order to release it and begin releasing it. That's where I do my EFT and my breath work and energy work, a variety of different types of modalities in order to heal that, and really stepping into honoring yourself, which then allows you to be shamelessly authentic in all areas of your life. All right, ladies, I'll see you next week.